Hello YouTube, Ryder the First here, and today I am here doing another Minecraft mod showcase. Now, ordinarily I would not do a Minecraft mod showcase on these days, as some of you probably know, today was supposed to be for Castle Crashers. However, Vincent, is no longer available to play the game with us. So I'm going to put that series on suspense for a while. And until I figure out what else to do with today, I am going to do a mod showcase. Now today we are showcasing a mod called Extra Utilities. And this is a huge mod, just adding in a bunch of stuff that you would, I don't know, expect to see that just a lot of really nifty little stuff. I guess you wouldn't expect to see it, but a lot of nifty little stuff. Now, this mod's pretty huge, so there's a lot of stuff to go over, and if I can't cover it all in this episode, then I will have another episode. But I have it kind of split up into 5 sections, so let's begin. The first section is going to be like utility blocks and stuff. So first off, we've got the angel block, and this is one of my favorite blocks. It's pretty cheap, just 2 feathers, an obsidian, and a gold ingot. And by the way, most items in this game, when you bring up the crafting thing in NEI, it will give you a short description on what it will do. But what the angel block here does is you can place it midair. Although it's not hugely accurate, however, it can be placed midair. And yeah, whenever you click it, or it will always insta-break, even if you're in survival. And rather than dropping, it will go straight to your inventory, period. So those are angel blocks. Really, really nifty for, like, building out above an ocean or up in the sky. These are block update detectors. Now, a lot of you older Minecraft users probably recognize these things. A bud is just used to detect when there is a change in a block. Well, these do that, but in a more compact fashion. So, like, I believe I can get something like a piston. So, take that, and it will detect whenever there is a change in the block, and it will output based on that change. It will give a short output based on that change. And that's your basic bud. Now, the more advanced bud, rather than just detecting a block update, hold on. So, this kind of explains it better. It will detect any change in block ID or metadata or tile entity data without needing a block update to occur. You can also right-click on the advanced bud with a wrench to select a single side to output a redstone signal on. Now, if you do not have a wrench, any Buildcraft compatible wrench will work, but if you do not have a wrench, then a stick will work. So I do not currently have Buildcraft up and running, so let me just grab a stick. And now it will only output on that side. Or it's supposed to. Well, that's what it's supposed to do. But if you hit it with a wrench from Buildcraft, it should work. I don't know why it's not working with a stick. Most things in this mod most things that require a wrench in this mod you can replace with a stick. But that is your block update detector and your advanced block update detector. This is a chandelier. Oh, right, crafting. 6 stone, a sticky piston, a redstone, and a redstone torch. 4 stone, 4 blocks of redstone, and a block update detector. And that will get you those. Now, this is a chandelier. They're kind of expensive. A diamond, 2 gold, and 4 torches. But what these are going to do is, they are gonna, like, show off how rich you are. Can I please get a stack of this? Thank you. So, you just hang them up. And they shine a little bit brighter than a torch does. But more importantly, what they do is... So these yellow lines on the ground show where mobs can spawn. And mobs won't spawn under certain light levels. However, what this will do is, regardless of any block interruption, it will prevent mobs from spawning within a 16 block radius. And NEI doesn't actually show that. This is an NEI thing, by the way, the lines. NEI won't actually show that. However, it will prevent mobs from spawning within a 16 block radius of this thing, regardless of line of sight on that block. So, let's see, where to next? Conveyor belt. Okay, so conveyor belt, this is a nifty little item, specifically designed for mob farming. And as you can see, the side of the block will show you what direction things are going to flow in, but anything on top of this block will be pushed in the direction that it is facing, and it generally tries to keep items centered on the conveyor. So that is a really good, cheap method of moving stuff, and it's just 6 rails, 2 iron, and a redstone for 8 of them. So it's a good, cheap method of moving stuff around. Blackout curtains. This one I am really fond of. Why? Okay, let's just turn that off. So this one I'm really fond of. So let's say you need to keep a room dark. Okay? So let me just set up a room real quick. The blackout curtains, what they do is pretty much what they sound like. They prevent light from being in a room. So there's light getting in here from the sky, obviously. So you throw those down, and it's going to cut out approximately half the light. Which means if you stack 2 of them up, then it will cancel out any light, no matter how bright the light is. So you can use those to keep a room dark for whatever reason you might need. One example is in Natura and Tinker's Construct. There are oreberry bushes, and they will only grow in darkness, so you can use this to build a small room for them, and then just block it off with blackout curtains, and it will stay dark. So those are blackout curtains. We'll go over portals last. This is a drum. Oh, right. Blackout curtains are just crafted from any 6 wool. Gives you 12 of them. A drum is crafted with 6 iron, 2 weighted pressure plates, and a cauldron. And what this does is it is a compact item that allows you to store 256 buckets of any type of liquid. So you can fill it up with 256 buckets of any type of liquid here. See, and that's just going to keep filling. And then we can go into this, and it will store quite a bit of liquid. See, you can see up on my Wyla up on top, it goes down by about 1,000 every time you put something in there, or every time you take a bucket out. So that's a really nice liquid storing mechanism for fairly cheap. And there is an upgrade to that, which we will talk about a little bit later. I'm not wanting to bring that up just yet. Also, you can input and output to the top and bottom of that thing if you have anything that'll input and output. Next thing, quantum emission decompiler. I can't actually showcase this yet. I put that in the wrong section. Same with these. So I can't show these off just yet because I put them in the wrong section. You'll have to forgive me. So the next thing is actually going to be ethereal glass. Ethereal glass is crafted with 8 glass and an unstable ingot, which is crafted with an iron ingot, a division sigil, and a diamond, an activated division sigil. And the unstable ingot, basically, when you get it in your inventory after crafting it, you've got 10 seconds, and then it's going to explode. It will also explode if you put it in an inventory or if you drop it on the ground. And I'm not really going to go over getting an active division sigil, but to get a division sigil, you need to get a you need to find a division sigil in a chest, and it's inactive like this. So once you get it, you can use it, and it will actually give you some hints on how to activate it. And I'll put up another video later with a complete tutorial on the activating, but I'm not going to put it up in this tutorial just in case you guys want to try and figure it out. So back to the ethereal glass. Ethereal glass is crafted with 8 glass and an unstable ingot, and that'll give you 4 ethereal glass. Now, what this stuff does is, hey, it looks really nice. I mean, look at that. That's cool. So, players can pass right through it. Okay? It is not a solid block to players. However, if you were to drop any given mob on it, it's a solid block. Now, if you want this to be a solid block, however, simply hold shift while you're walking on it, and it will act as a solid block. If you're interacting with it while crouching, it will act as a solid block. Now, the other one is the inverted one, which you just take an ethereal glass and throw a redstone torch up next to it, and it will act as a solid block to you, period. You can't shift your way through that one. And mobs can pass through it. See? And there are actually 3 different versions of this. So if we look at the ethereal glass, and they're only for aesthetic purposes. However, you've got ethereal glass, you've got dark ethereal glass, which is made from 8 dark glass, which is made from blackout curtains, and thickened glass being made from... Alright guys, sorry about that, I'm back. I'm not using a stable version of NEI right now, and I'm not going to go into why I'm not using a stable version, but I'm using the most recent version instead of a stable version. So there's bound to be some crashes here and there, but essentially dark ethereal glass is created with different types of glass that are all offered by extra utilities, and there are a lot of them, but they're all for aesthetic purposes, and you can find out how to craft them through your own ways. Thickened glass, edged glass, glass bricks, carved glass, gold edged glass, obsidian glass, swirling glass, glowstone glass, heart glass, square glass, dark glass, reinforced dark glass, sandy glass, which is what is smelted into the thickened glass, ethereal glass, ineffable glass, dark ethereal glass, and the inverted ethereal glasses. So the ineffable glass brings me to the third type of the ethereal glass, the ineffable glass, which is crafted from 8 thickened glass and an unstable ingot. And they all do the exact same thing, they're just different aesthetic. They just have different aesthetic purposes. So the next thing, the filing cabinet and advanced filing cabinet. These ones I really like because these are some really cool items. So let's start with the filing cabinet. It's crafted from 6 iron and 3 chests. And basically what this does is it will store a near infinite number of items. I don't remember if it has a limit. Yeah, okay, so it stores up to 270 items. So it's not near infinite, it's actually pretty limited. The advanced filing cabinet is the one that's a lot bigger. But what this will do is it will allow you to store normally unstackable items fairly easily. So let's take, for example, why don't we get, like, so different stained glass has different metadatas, right? So let's get, actually, I don't want to do stained glass. I want to do, yeah, we'll do stained glass just because it's easier. So you can take a ton of stained glass, and we'll get a few stacks of the white. And you can store it all in here. And as you put in the white, that will first of all stack up like this. Oh, it holds up to 270 different types of items. But it will allow you to store up to 270 different metadatas of the same item. So say you had a ton of different types of potions. You could throw them all into a filing cabinet and they would all work in this. And as you can see, it stacks higher than is normally possible with any given thing. So that's essentially what the filing cabinet does. It's easy storage for large amounts of normally unstackable items or large amounts of stackable items with different metadatas, and it will also store different damages on the same tool. So if you have like 30 golden pickaxes for some reason, and some of them are pretty damaged and some of them not so much, it will store all of them in the same place. Um, so that's what that filing cabinet does. Now let's take a look at the advanced filing cabinet. Now what this will do is it will basically store an infinite number, well, not infinite, but a massive number of normally unstackable items, and it's more than just one metadata that it can store. So it can store essentially anything, and it will store normally unstackable items in a single stack. And why don't we like get this and damage it a little bit? So that becomes damaged. And we can run this back over, throw it in there, and it will still store it. It doesn't store it in the same stack as the other iron sword, but it will still store it. And if we were to throw both of these in there, then it would store both of these or if we were to throw both of those in here, it would store both of them as well. And that is going to be crafted in much the same way, except you're going to need magical wood. So 3 filing cabinets and 6 magical wood. And this stuff we're going to go over a little bit later. Actually, we can probably go over that now. I think I forgot to put that in this section. And that's going to be 4 gold, 4 enchanted books of any kind, and a bookshelf. And basically what magical wood will do is it will enhance the maximum level of an enchanting table by 5. So it will essentially act as 5 bookshelves compacted into one block. And then you can also use that to create... Alright guys, sorry about that. What I was trying to say was the magical wood is also used in crafting this, the ender core, which does the same thing as the magical wood in that it upgrades the enchanting table. However, this upgrades it by 20 levels instead of the 5 from the magical wood in the space of one block. So this does the job of 4 magical woods in the space of one block, and it's crafted from 4 magical woods, 4 ender infused obsidian, and an eye of ender. And ender infused obsidian is made by taking an ender pearl and surrounding it in obsidian. Okay, so that is the ender core. So next up is... I just did the filing cabinet. So the magnum torch. Y'all remember this, the chandelier? Well, this magnum torch, A, is much, much brighter. F7. Oh, I'm in creative mode, that's why. So it's much brighter, and we can see it's like... See, that's how bright it is. And this one, where the chandelier would keep mobs from spawning in 16 block radius, this keeps them from spawning in all of a 64 block radius, and that's huge, as most of you most likely know. So that's what the magnum torch does, and it's really expensive to craft. Costs 2 wood, 2 potions of healing, or no, a potion of healing and a potion of regeneration, both second tier, and 5 chandeliers to craft. So it's expensive. And it's made in a QED, which is a machine that we will be going over a little bit later. But, yeah. The peaceful table. This one's kind of an interesting little one. It's not terribly expensive, 4 emerald, 4 wood, and an ender pearl. But basically what this will do is if you throw it down and then give it a weapon of some kind, so like a diamond sword. If I can remember how to give it a sword. you. This is for those who wish to play on peaceful difficulty but still want access to mob drops. To use, place the table next to a chest. That's right. So, throw down it with a chest. Sorry. And then make the first item in the inventory a diamond sword. And over time, or, well, any weapon. And over time in peaceful mode, it's going to, quote-unquote, kill mobs and get their drops. And any enchantments on whatever weapon in there will be applied to the kill. So, like, if you set this up in, say, Nether Fortress with a looting sword, then over time you're going to be getting wither skeleton skulls, blaze rods, things like that. Because it's just going to be collecting the drops. And we will leave this here so that it can... Oh, there you go. See, that's all it does. And that is really annoying me. I forgot I left that on. So that's what your peaceful table does. Next up, the sound muffler. And this thing is pretty self-explanatory. You throw it down and it muffles the sound of anything nearby. Basically, like, you throw it down next to a bunch of animals and it will quiet the sound from them by 90% within, like, I think a 16 block radius. And that's crafted with 8 wool and a note block, so pretty cheap. The rain muffler. This is going to completely mute all rain sounds within a 64 block radius. In addition, if you right-click it, you will place some magic wool in your ears, and I have no idea. Okay, shift right-click it to remove the magic wool. But that will make it so that everywhere you will not hear rain. So it will make rain completely muted everywhere, or within a 64 block radius of the umbrella thing. And that is crafted with 8 wool and a water bucket. Alright, next thing, the redstone clock. This thing is just a way of making redstone clock simpler. This will output a redstone signal once every second. So that's all that's going to do. The trading post. This one I think is really cool. This is one of my favorite items in this entire mod. So it's crafted from a block of emerald, 7 wood, and a jukebox. And basically, what you're going to do is if you throw it down in a village, and since I don't know where a village is at right now, I'm just going to spawn a bunch of villagers nearby. Then it's going to show you the available trades from every villager nearby. And I don't know what the radius on that is. Does it say? No, it doesn't. But that is one of my favorite items in this mod, because it lets you be really lazy, and it lets you actually find some good deals. And it looks like the radius is pretty good. These guys are all still in it. So, that's what that trading post is going to do. And the final item for this section, the trash can. This one, super simple. It's just a trash can. Anything that you put in it is just gone. Just empties your inventory, that's it. So yeah. And that is all for this section. So the next section is tools. Tools and other useful items. I really like everything in here. So first thing in here, angel ring. So this is crafted from a nether star. Yes, it's pretty expensive. 4 gold ingots, 2 unstable ingots, and 2 glass. But what this will do is while you have it anywhere in your inventory... Why? What? I don't know why it's not sorted properly. But, oh, this killed a skeleton. So while you have one of these anywhere in your inventory, it will enable you with creative mode flight. Now what I really like about these is you can actually use them with different crafting recipes to get different types of wings. What you put in there depends on which wings you get. So, like, feathery wings, you get some nice feathery wings. Let's see. And fairy wings, dragon wings, and golden wings, or invisible wings. And it will always take on the form of the last ring you held. So, those are angel rings. The next thing we've got The Builder's Wand. This thing is really, really cool, but really confusing to use at times. So let's take some cobble. Throw it down. Now, okay. So that lets me place, no biggie. However, as you can see, it will add another layer of up to 9 blocks, identical to the last layer there, using blocks from your inventory. And it will only place up to 9 blocks. So get out of the way. So if we add that, as you can see, it's only going to place up to 9 blocks, but it allows for some really nice, really quick building. And it's just going to add another layer based on which direction you're facing. So it's really cool, but, you know, limited. There is a creative mode version, which places quite a few more blocks, but obviously that's unobtainable. And that's crafted from an obsidian and an unstable ingot, and these ones you can actually also find pretty commonly in chests. Okay, so the next thing, the healing axe. So, why don't we damage this... Ew, whoops. Why don't we damage this villager here? So, if I walk over to this villager, smack him, takes out about 4 of his hearts. Healing axe. I can take some of my health to heal this villager, or not. Why isn't it working? When you attack a living creature, it will take some health from you and use it to heal the target. Does it just not work on villagers? Fine. Whatever, bro. I will use a creeper or something. I'm unpeaceful. That might actually be why it's not working. Okay, no, it's not. Creeper. Bam. This is not working. Yeah, I can't. Oh, it takes some of my... It's taking my hunger, but not doing anything useful. So I guess this item doesn't work right now. I don't really know. Well, what it does do is it will replenish your hunger over time, just by holding it. And that does work. It's supposed to take some life from you and use it to heal whoever you hit, but that does not appear to be working. So I'm guessing this is bugged right now. But that's what it's supposed to do. In addition, if you hit undead with it, it will take some of your life, and then it will deal 4 times the amount of life it took from you in damage to the undead. Well, that's what it's supposed to do. I don't know if it does that. Because as you can see, that didn't work. And that's crafted from 2 obsidian and 3 unstable ingots. The destruction pickaxe. This works, what is it, like 5 times faster than a diamond pickaxe? If used on stone. Otherwise, it is slower than your own fists. So that is stone, technically, huh? So what's something that isn't stone, really? Kind of everything. Does this count? Okay. So, and that's crafted pretty much the same way. 5 times the mining speed of a diamond pickaxe, but only when used on regular stone. Otherwise, it's slower than using your fists. Also, any blocks mined will not drop items. So it looks like these items right now are just bugged out, because these are working just like any normal item. So right now, this just seems like an infinite durability pickaxe. It seems that all it really is a really fast pickaxe with infinite durability, which people are probably going to exploit the crap out of. Alright, the erosion shovel. Crafted essentially the same way. And this one appears to be bugged too, because it's also not supposed to drop items. But it will only really work on your standard blocks. Well, supposedly. It will only really work on your standard blocks, and it is also supposed to, when you break gravel, it breaks all the gravel above it. So, like, it doesn't appear that any of these are working right now. Any of these are working the way they should. I don't remember what you're supposed to do. Oh. Basically just stronger than a diamond sword with infinite durability. The reversing hoe. All this does is no, nothing. Okay, so this doesn't work either. It's just a hoe with infinite durability. Well, I guess. Supposedly, what else is supposed to do is when you right click on a plant, it will revert it a stage of growth, which is not useful in any way, but still good to know. It's also supposed to revert dirt to grass and cobblestone to stone. Although, like all of these, it just doesn't appear to be working. Then the precision shears. Oh, good. These do work the way they're supposed to. It works on stone. Precision shears are shears that work on stone. So they're like shear pickaxes. And those are crafted with 2 angel blocks and 2 unstable ingots. So the next thing on the list, the golden lasso. This is crafted with 4 gold nuggets, 4 string, and an eye of ender. And basically, this is a Pokeball. See? You just use it to capture and release mobs. That's all that does. The paintbrush. You use this to paint stuff. There's not really much else to say about that. Now, I remember... Let's see. How do you work? So, this is needed to craft colored bricks, colored wood planks. In addition, you can shift right-click on a colored block to copy its color to the paintbrush, and regular right-click on another colored block to apply that color. Right-clicking on regular stone bricks and wood planks will convert it to a colored version. Okay, so essentially it looks like it's used for crafting primarily. So you can use it to craft things into other colors, using it and a piece of dye along with the whatever. And then you can also use it in the real world to copy and paste colors, basically. And that's 2 sticks and a string. So next up, the scanner. That doesn't belong in this section. Can I? That feels better. Okay. So the scanner doesn't belong in this section. The watering can. The watering can, essentially, what it does is it acts kind of like bone meal, in a way. So, let me just take my hoe that doesn't actually work, along with some seeds. And we will plant these, and let's... So, you fill it up, and when it's full, you can just right-click on these. And it won't bone meal it per se, but it is going to encourage it to grow a little bit faster. And every time you use it, it has a chance to empty the can. But see, these are growing a little bit faster. And then, do you work? No. So, and apparently it also fertilizes the land. So that's cool. But that's what that does. And that's crafted with 4 iron, a bowl, and a bone meal. But if you like playing in peaceful mode, then you can also craft it with 4 smooth stone and a bowl, and that will only work in peaceful mode. Another important thing to note, this can be used in a auto clicker thingy, and I don't remember what it's called. Give me just a second to find it, and I will tell you what it is called. Extra common. What is this? Oh, this is where all that other stuff comes from. Okay, mod, extra utilities. Actually, that might not come in this mod, but basically, if it's put in a machine that clicks for you, then it has a chance of breaking every time it's used, at which point it will have to be replaced. Because, you know, broken things can't really be used anymore. This also comes with an upgraded version, reinforced watering can, and that will not break when it is placed in a machine. And there's a block like called the auto clicker or something like that, but that's not in this mod, so I'm not worried about it. And that's basically what would break the thing. Is that the angel ring, golden wing? We went over that. Okay, so sonar goggles. These things are pretty cool. So we're gonna get some iron ore, and we're just gonna place it around, kind of ore vein style. There. Bam. Iron ore. So what this does is while you're wearing them, it restricts your vision a little bit, but when you're looking at a block, Why work? I've seen this one work. Whilst wearing these high-tech goggles, looking at a solid block will give you a visual wireframe layout of all adjacent blocks of the same type up to a max range of 5 blocks away. So, the goggles require the user to be... Oh, that's right. That's right. It has to be dark for it to work. So, so I can actually just, like, set time to midnight. So these work better... these work best in caves, but as the light level goes down, they will allow you to see better, and I guess these don't work outside. I should probably go back to peaceful mode. So let me go down into here. Now these ones I've seen work. I use these commonly, so I'm not quite positive. Oh, there we go. It's starting to work. Unless it's just glitching out right now, because you guys saw that flash, I presume. That's what it does, is, yeah, that. And I am still not sure why they're not working as they're supposed to be. But that's what they do, is they show you a wireframe, like the ones you saw flash for a second, of all the blocks in an area. So yeah, these are just glitching out right now. But it'll show you where all the ore of an identical kind is at when you look at an ore. And I have no idea why they're glitching out the way they are. But that's what those do. Anyway, we are out of time. So, we're going to cut this video here. I am going to have to do probably 2 more episodes, because there's still a lot more content. And I'm going to try and get these bugs fixed. I will look into why these things aren't working. And if I can get them fixed, then I will revisit those as well. However, in the meantime, if you like the video, please leave a like. Comment any suggestions you have. If you happen to know anything about these bugs, let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.